Welcome to the Burnham Brief, where the news is always interesting and everyone makes it out alive. I'm Danny Burnham, bringing you the most fascinating news stories from around the world, minus the doom and gloom. Let's start with a mix of local and national news. Pirelli has introduced the P0 Trofeo Track, a new competition tire designed specifically for the U.S. market. This tire stands out as a nearly slick DOT-approved option aimed at club racers and track day enthusiasts who compete in events that require street-legal tires, such as those organized by the SCCA and NASA, the space people. The tire was tested at the Monza circuit in Monza, Italy, otherwise known as the Temple of Speed, where it was pushed to speeds approaching 200 miles per hour. Some of the key features include, while it is a technically street-legal tire, the P0 Trofeo Track is essentially a racing slick with minimal tread. There's just a couple of little grooves. It's designed to comply with DOT regulations. Pirelli strongly recommends against using it on public roads due to track-focused design. One of the main goals for this tire was to maintain consistent performance over multiple laps rather than peaking early and dropping off quickly. Feedback from both professional and amateur drivers during the development highlighted the tire's gradual performance drop-off, making it more predictable and user-friendly for club racers. The tire is engineered to operate at pressures typically used on the track, further underscoring its intended use for circuit racing rather than daily street use. The P0 Trofeo Track is built in Rome, Georgia. That's where we are. It'll be available only in the United States, reflecting its focus on the American club racing scene. The Burnham Project, nor I, will sponsor your Midnight Club racing car. So moving right along. In world news, British mountaineer Kenton Cool, what a fantastic name. Kenton Cool has set a new record for the most ascents of Mount Everest by a non-Sherpa, reaching the summit for the 19th time on Sunday, May 18th. That's today, so you'll probably see this tomorrow, but this happened today. Fresh news here. So Cool, 51, from southwest England, first climbed Everest in 2004 and has successfully summited nearly every year since then, except for years when the climbing season was canceled due to avalanches, earthquakes, or the pandemic. Cool achieved this latest milestone via the Southeast Ridge Route, the standard path first pioneered by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. On this ascent, he was accompanied by Sherpa Dorji Gyaltsen, try saying that, who marked his own 23rd summit. So this guy's not really breaking a record at all, but it's still pretty cool. Only Nepali Sherpa guides have climbed Everest more times than Cool. The all-time record is held by Sherpa Kami Rita with 30 ascents. Imagine climbing Mount Everest 30 times. Fellow climbers have hailed Cool's achievement as legendary, citing his expertise, resilience, and integral role in the Everest climbing community. His accomplishment underscores both the enduring allure of Everest and the significant contributions of mountaineering to Nepal's tourism industry, which issues hundreds of climbing permits each season. I don't want to sound like I'm downplaying what Cool did. Nobody who's not a Sherpa, who lives at that altitude year-round, has ever ascended 19 times. That's pretty dadgum awesome. In tech news, Epic Games continues their beef with Apple. The conflict between Fortnite creator Epic Games and Apple began in August of 2020 when Epic tried to bypass Apple's 30% commission on in-app purchases by directing players to buy directly from Epic, violating Apple Store rules. Apple responded by removing Fortnite from the App Store, sparking a high-profile legal and public feud. Epic sued Apple, claiming its App Store practices were monopolistic. A court ruling in 2021 mostly favored Apple, but required it to allow developers to direct users to alternative payment methods. Both companies appealed, and the legal battle continued for years. They've sued each other and appealed against the ruling but anyway. In Europe, new regulations forced Apple to allow third-party app stores, and Fortnite briefly returned to iPhones there in 2024. In April of 2025, a U.S. judge found Apple had violated previous injunctions, opening the door for Fortnite's return to the U.S. app. However, as of May 2025, the feud reignited. Epic attempted to resubmit Fortnite to the App Store, but Apple blocked the submission, citing procedural issues. Epic claims Apple is retaliating and blocking Fortnite globally, including in the EU, while Apple says it only asked Epic to resubmit an update that excluded the US storefront to avoid impacting other regions. As a result, Fortnite is currently unavailable on iPhones in both the US and the EU, with both companies blaming each other for the ongoing standoff, which is probably a good thing, because if I could dial up Fortnite on my phone, I'd be in trouble. Here's a feel-good piece. Amanda Jewton, a 47-year-old mother of 5 from Tennessee, recently graduated magna cum laude from Tennessee Tech University, accompanied by her guide dog, Colonel. Her journey to this achievement is remarkable. Jewton began her college education nearly 30 years ago, but paused her studies to raise her family after having a child right out of high school. In 2020, she lost her remaining vision due to retinitis pigmentosa, a progressive eye disease, leaving her completely blind. Lacking skills for total blindness, Jewton enrolled in an intensive program in Colorado Center for the Blind, where she learned essential adaptive techniques and regained her independence. Inspired by the capabilities of other blind parents, she returned to higher education in 2022 at Tennessee Tech, majoring in professional studies with a concentration in organizational leadership. Jewton credits Tennessee Tech's Accessible Education Center and supportive faculty for helping her succeed. She never faced skepticism about her abilities and found the campus community eager to accommodate her needs. Beyond academics, Jewton is an advocate for the blind community. She has traveled to Washington, D.C. to lobby for blindness-related initiatives in San Francisco to protest discriminatory practices against service animal users. She serves on the board of National Federation of the Blind of Tennessee and is the past president of the Tennessee Association for Guide Dog Users. Her message to others facing blindness is empowering. Quote, "You still have the same hopes and dreams. All of those things that you wanted to do before you were blind, you still want to do those things. So let's find a way to do that," end quote. Jewton plans to pursue a graduate degree in blindness rehabilitation and hopes to help others gain skills in assistive technology and Braille, furthering her mission to empower and advocate for the blind community. Finally, in sports news, Robert Schwartzman, a 25-year-old rookie with dual nationality in Israel and Russia, won the pole position for the 109th Indianapolis 500, driving a Prima Racing Italian-made team making its IndyCar debut. This achievement made him the first rookie to win the Indy 500 pole since Teo Fabi in 1983, and only the sixth rookie to ever start from the pole in the race's history. Schwartzman secured the pole with a 4-lap average speed of 232.79 miles per hour in his number 83 Prima Racing Chevrolet, American-made. Despite its first ever oval race, he was part of a Ferrari development program and a reserve Formula One driver before joining Prima Racing for IndyCar. He will start on the front row alongside Takuma Soto of Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing, who qualified second, and Pato O'Ward of Arrow McLaren, who qualified third. Schwartzman's pole win was considered a shocking upset and a remarkable story in the history of the Indianapolis 500. That's the news, folks. That's what we've got for you today. Thank you for watching. Join us next time on the Burnham Brief.